How's it going, guys? Hope you're all well. It's going to be a different kind of vibe from me from now on. Things have changed a lot in the last few months. I don't even know where to start, to be real. It's different doing videos. I've really missed it, and it's really hard to find that balance sometimes of how I want to approach this. But I'm going to be real. Too much pressure is put on me when I'm doing videos that are like how things are going in the moment. People are looking over me like I know it shouldn't affect me, but my trading has somewhat not been the best in the last few months. And obviously that comes from within. You've got to sort out your own problems in your life. Still figuring things out, 23 years old, still not the oldest. And I know you see guys that are 18, 19 getting funded or whatever, but the majority aren't. And the good traders, the long-term traders, they've all got years of experience. So really trying to put that into perspective that it's my own race. I'm going to do videos of me getting funded from this point onwards. You will see probably in a few months, these videos start rolling out week on week. I'm going to be performing analysis, my trades that I take, trades that I miss, everything I'm learning. Because ultimately, I want you guys to see it. It's just putting that pressure on myself now isn't the ideal thing. For you guys that are wondering what has been the case over the last few months, I started the year with a 10k challenge. I think I failed one at the start of the year. Eventually passed phase one on it. It took me a while. I was on that challenge for ages, and I've had a shift in perspective. Before, I was thinking, get a 10k pass, prove to yourself that you can get funded. And I was trading support resistance on pound yen. But look, that strategy backtesting was different to live. I was already in the know that the win rate was low. Decided that I'm going to go for it. But losing 10 plus trades in a row to just win a huge trade that was 15R or whatever, it just wasn't good. And it's not how you want to trade real money. You wouldn't want to put 1% on the line, risking 1,000 and lose 10k in a row. Had to just change up the strategy again, and I had to come back to the drawing board. Do I want to trade pound yen? And this is after I've passed phase one as well. So I've passed phase one while having these doubts, and I just thought, if I'm still getting through phase one with these problems, like this is just not going to be for me. And that's difficult sometimes when in theory you're kind of making progress, but it just isn't going to work that way. And I knew that, so I had to have a change of heart. And I've been a key support and resistance fan for a while, but I've had to look into different concepts in the last few months, and it's really just been me learning them for the last few months, and I haven't been able to do any videos on that. And really sometimes you've got to put yourself first, and that's what I've done. So for now, I've got a different approach. Not only will I just not be going for 10k challenges, I'm going to be hitting the hundreds, because also had a thought, and this is for any of you guys that are young especially, I completely get it. You got family, you've got a full-time job, you can only save X amount. You've got to be careful with that money. For me, I'm able, in the position right now, amazing position, being able to work part-time and have money that I can buy multiple 100Ks a month from savings, right? This is a time of my life that I won't get back. So I can't be going, let's get a 10k, let's see how I do. Let me take 3 months to pass it. You're not going to get anywhere. Not only that, I was risking 1% on these 10ks, which was obviously fine at the time. Having so many losses in a row, I was going to deep draw down these accounts. Whereas now, I am taking the approach to risk heavy. I'm going to be risking over 1.5% on the challenges. Phase one, minimum risk 2%. I'm looking to take between 1 and 4 trades a week. Sometimes you are going to go over that potential 5% max loss in a day, which means I'm going to be trading multiple 100Ks at once. So I'm going for it. You're going to see this is a different approach to what most people do. I know people say don't risk loads of money until you get funded. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to have this opportunity many times in my life again, if any. So this is the time. So you're probably going to see these videos. My prediction is, and I might be early, you're going to see these. We're in May right now, start of May, 3rd of May, June. You're going to see this first video. And I'm going to be 100k funded minimum. And I would have already had a payout. And I know I've said it loads of times before, this is my goal, this is that. I've never felt more confident than now. Even if it's later into the summer, I don't care. Like my whole plan for the year, I think was like 250k funded. So if I can get 100k before the end of June, then I've already kind of on track, despite having loads of setbacks. And setbacks for me now don't really mean anything because I've had them so much. Like I don't care that I have a setback. It's only going to make me stronger. So this is it. This is where it's going. So what have I been learning? I think that's the next question. I've been moving on to learning certain concepts. I haven't watched any of ICT's videos. I've picked up different videos on YouTube. I have formulated a way. I've learned fair value gaps. I've learned order blocks, liquidity, key concept that I never knew. That I would say is the most important thing I never knew. Liquidity, really. And yeah, the support and resistance doesn't really go that far in the logic of why you took a trade. Harder to learn from a trade that you lost, because you can always just put it down to it was part of the strategy. I feel like with trading SMC, so-called SMC stuff, whatever you want to call it, I don't really care. I'm just trading how I want to trade, taking different concepts from different people. This way of trading is very logical. You can take a trade with confidence and you always know where you went wrong. You can always work it out. You've probably gone wrong somewhere in your idea/planning process. So I'm trading that way, and you'll be able to see how I trade. And look, I've been learning this stuff since the start of, I think it was midway through February. So 2.5 months, I would say I'm picking up things fairly quick. I've got the experience. I can read candles. I know how the charts move generally. Then the next question is, what pairs am I trading? So personally at the minute, the problem with GJ is so heavily yen focused with fundamentals going crazy. I mean, look at the week we've just had on the market. You just seen Monday move 700 pips before you even come on for London session. So how can you trade that pair? It's almost impossible when fundamentals are driving the market and heavily influenced on potential pullbacks. The fact that GJ's been so bullish, obviously you start trading what you think and not what you see. And I do want to trade GJ. I'm not going to take the approach of trading one pair though, because for example, even if I was still trading support and resistance and I was trading this pair, yeah, you look at that for a week, your week's already written off before you started. Like, what are you supposed to do after this? And I feel like one pair, and I've always favoured one pair stops you from so-called over trading, taking too many entries, but then you don't always take the best setups because, but this pair is the one. This week's not setting up too well, but I can't trade anything else, so I'm just going to take a trade. I'm now looking, obviously, pairs, GU, EU, heavily looking at also DXY for what's going on. And yeah, at the minute, like for example this week, didn't take any trades. I was originally trading 1 minute, 2 minute on this stuff, but I don't like that. So also the next thing I want to speak about is, yeah, I'm trading EU, GU. When GJ stops fucking around, in the best way I can say it, I will start looking at trading pound yen again. That may be a few weeks. Realistically on the weekly, I want to see some signs of upside continuing. The yen's still very weak. I'm not too sure what this tap into 200 is, but we obviously getting pullbacks from that. And I'm looking now for setups on the medium/higher time frame. I'm taking trades higher time frame really based on liquidity, taking moves when we're trending, or if we stop trending, catch reversals, and we're looking at bigger moves there. So I'm holding them for potentially up to a week, and then we've got more medium time frames. I'm taking trades off the 30-minute, 1 hour levels. You're looking at around 1 to 2 days holding them, but sometimes they come out within the same day. But this is the shift as well. Market execution was previously what I was doing, sitting on the market, candle closes, you take a trade. Now I'm setting limits, buy and sell limits. And this is just where my trading's changed the most, is because before it was sit in front of the chart 6 to 10. That was what I've done for years, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 hours of the day. Now I come on now probably about 20 past half 6, spend half an hour planning for the day. By 7 o'clock, alerts are set, boom. That's it. That's literally half an hour a day. Yeah, I might spend some time in the afternoon looking at the start of the week where there's higher time frame positions and all. But all in all, you're looking at half an hour to an hour a day of actually sitting in the market. And what that allows me to do is get on with my life. It allows me to save more money. It allows me to go into work more. So all these things are helping me out to be able to save more money, to be able to go in for more challenges. And I do believe this approach will work. I truly do. And I'll be uploading these videos to YouTube now on private. These will come on. And yeah, I'm looking forward to documenting it because there's so many things that I've learned and I'm still learning, so I can watch these back as well. But I would say, yeah, I'm going for 100k. I'm currently down. I'm down on one. I'm down about 4%. And I'm going to be looking to trade around 2% risk. So I'm putting my balls on the line, but you have to. And I don't know about phase 2, whether that will be a little bit less risk. It all depends on how much I need to pass. If I'm up 2%, I need 3% to pass, and there's a 3-hour trade, I'm going to be looking at 1% risk, obviously, because there's no point losing more than you need to pass the actual challenge. Next thing, moves. What's the difference in moves? GJ was going for huge trades. I mean, I was going up to 30R trades, and kind of feel humiliated to say that now because it's unrealistic. Most of the time, you're not going to catch that. It's just a stroke of luck. But you just got to always evolve and learn. And if you're not doing that, then it is what it is. Like, you're never going to get anywhere, are you? So, yeah, don't kid yourself. The things are going to work out when they're not. And I already knew that once 4 months down the line of the month of the year currently coming into, was not seeing any progress. It's obviously to change things up. And also, some people might be thinking, you're hopping from thing to thing to thing. All right, then, cool. But if things aren't working, I'm not going to carry on doing them. If things aren't working for 4 months, they're not going to work over the next 2 months, are they, generally? And I don't really want to be that trader who takes 90% of their profit in 1 or 2 months of the year, and then the rest of the year is their break even or whatever. I'd rather pick up a smaller percentage across the year throughout the months, an average of maybe 5%. That can be done on a funded account. You're laughing. It's just getting the accounts. And that's why when you're funded, you can risk 0.5%. You can risk max 1%. I'd probably say more 0.5. But when you're trying to get funded, it's a time game at the end of the day. You're not just going to sit there for months trying to go for a challenge. The idea is to pass the challenge or fail the challenge. So I'll see. I can pretty much afford at the minute 300k accounts a month. I'm not going to blow 300k accounts. That would mean I have to have, like 12 losses in a row, 12 to 15 losses in a row. So I know I can afford that. And with nothing else going on in my life, I'm just dedicating it all to this. We're going to see what happens. So buzzing for it, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to this year, the rest of it. And things always do go wrong, but it's how you react. And I'm reacting the right way. I think there's nothing really to say apart from let's crack on. And I'll show you guys in the next video exactly what I'm going to be trading and how I trade, just to give you guys all the information possible to help you guys out eventually if you want to start to trade this way. My goal by the end of this year is to probably start going traveling, maybe into the next calendar year, go traveling at some point. I want to be on the charts the minimal amount possible, making the most money and putting more of my time to help other traders out. That's my overall end goal. I want to be able to put in 4 hours a day helping other traders and putting minimal time into my own trading that is sustainable and already works. If I can do that and replicate that for the next couple of years, then I'll be in a very good position and we're all going to be well off, aren't we, in the end? So yeah, appreciate it all, guys. See you in the next one. Take care.